All right, here we go with the math packet, April, day 5 and day 6. All right, number one, I just wrote the answers out for you. Write two prime numbers that are between 50 and 80. Here is a list of all the prime numbers that are between 50 and 80. One thing to notice is none of them are even numbers because especially this high, 2 would always go into it. So an even number would not be prime. All right, number two. So we have 20,387. All right, and we're going to take some number away from that, and it's going to equal 729. Well, just like a basic fact family of like 5 minus something equals 3, we could do 5 minus 3 equals 2, and then we would know that that something could equal 2. It's just bigger number here. So we're going to subtract the 729, and the answer will give us what's missing. So I have 7, I want to take 9 away. I got to borrow. The 8 goes to a 7, 7 goes to 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. 7 minus 2, 5. 3 minus 7, I can't do it. I have to borrow. So I go to my neighbor. My neighbor doesn't have any. So it's got to go to its neighbor. That 2 becomes a 1. The 0 becomes a 10. Now the 3 can borrow from the 10. The 10 becomes a 9. The 3 becomes a 13. 13 minus 7 is 6. 9 minus nothing, 1 minus nothing. So that would be 19,658. 658. Alrighty. Number 3. Oh, this was not good for my eyes. Actually, full disclosure, I had to zoom in to try and figure this one out because it's hard for me to see. So right here, eggs on the milkweed leaves. Mr. Potter's class counted the monarch eggs on 5 milkweed leaves. How many eggs in all? Well, the first leaf had 4 eggs. The second leaf had 8 eggs. The third leaf had 17 eggs. It did not have 17 eggs. It had 14 eggs. So we'll just make that a 14. The fourth leaf had 13 eggs. And the fifth egg had the 17. All right, and I'm going to add these up. 4 plus 8, 12, plus 4 more, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 plus 7 would be 26. Carry my 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 56. 56 eggs in all. All right, number 4. Molly's team played soccer for 1.5 hours. How many minutes is that? Well, we have to have some background information in our noggins here. We have to know how many minutes are in 1 hour. There are 60 minutes in 1 hour. So if we break this down for number 4, 1 hour, and we have a half of an hour. So 1 hour is 60 minutes. All right, and a half of an hour would be 30 minutes. Half of 60. And if we put those together, we played a total of 90 minutes. So that'd be 90 minutes. All right, so here, draw and solve. Shade 3/10 and 3/100, then write each in decimal form and compare using less than, greater than, or equal to. So I'm going to start with the 3/10. So that one, and that one. All right, and that would be 0.3. And then I'm going to do 3/100. All right, boom, boom, boom. All right, so that'd be 0.03. And if this was, think of money, this would be like having 3 dimes. 1 dime, 2 dimes, 3 dimes. This would be like having pennies. All right, 1, 2, 3 pennies. So 3/10 is greater than 3/100. All right, day 6, number 1. So I start with 3/4, and I'm going to add 3/4. 3/4 plus 3/4 would equal 6/4. All right, and I'm going to add 3/4 more. So I'm just going to put the plus 3/4. 6/4 plus 3/4 would equal 9/4. I'm going to add 3/4 more to go up there. So I'm just going to do a plus 3/4, and that would equal 12/4. So notice I added 3/4, 1, 2, 3, 4 times. Okay, so now I have this problem. 4 times 3/4. 4 times 3 equals 12. All right, and the denominator stays a 4. So notice all they're doing here is showing us once again that even though it's fractions, multiplication with fractions is still just repeated addition. We did repeated addition here, and they showed us with multiplication. All right, now I have 2/6 plus 4/6, and I need to show that answer on the number line. All right, so we start here, and I'm gonna count my spots here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I start at 0 and I go to 2/6. All right, so I go from here and I go to there. All right, and then I add on 4/6 more. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's going to take me all the here. Let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 more. Okay. So when you're adding, I always think of it as I start at 0 and I added the 2/6. That's how I got there. And then I added the 4/6 more and I got here. So that would be 2/6 plus 4/6. And notice that equals 6/6, or it equals 1. All right, number 4. Put these fractions in order from least to greatest. All right, so I'm going to kind of just scribble down over here so I can get them in order. I always start with the 1/2. I compare it to 1/2. So 7/10, that's more than 1/2. So it's going to be on that side. 4/100, it's going to be over here because it's less than 1/2. 40/100, it is also going to be over here because it is less than 1/2. And 1/10, it is also going to be over here because it is less than 1/2. So right now I know that 7/10 more than 1/2, and 1/2 is 1/2. All right. So I'm just going to kind of scribble that out, and I'm left with these 3. Now I need to put these 3 in order. Now, what would make this a lot easier is if the denominator on all 3 of them were the same. Since 2 of them are the same, the third one will be easy to change. I am going to change it. So I have 1/10. What do I multiply 10 by to equal 100? I multiply it by 10. What I do to the one, I got to do to the other. All right. So 10 times 10 would equal 100. 1 times 10 equals 10. All right. So now I'm really comparing 10/100, 4/100, and 40/100. And out of that, 4/100 would be the smallest. All right, so that one's been used. So now I'm comparing 10/100 and 40/100. 10/100 is the next smallest, but that's not the one that they gave me. They gave me 1/10. So that is the fraction I need to write down. And then 40/100. All right, and then number 5. A butterfly has 4 wings and 6 legs. How many legs on 400 butterflies? All right, so before the legs were the information we didn't need. This time it's wings. So I have 400 butterflies. Each one has 6 legs. So I have 6 legs 400 times. Okay, so I have 400 times 6. 6 times 0, 0. 6 times 0, 0. 6 times 4, 24. All right. So how many legs on 400 butterflies? 2,400 legs. Alrighty.